So today's topic is metallic luster, malleability and ductivity, right? So what is metallic luster and malleability and ductivity? So let's enter into the topic. So metallic luster means metals in their pure state having the shining surface. This property is called as metallic luster. So simply I am saying, so metals having the special property, metals are having shining surface. So this property is called as metallic luster. So many metals are luster property. That means all metals are not luster. All metals are not luster, but so many metals are luster property. So in that, silver and platinum are most lustrous metals. That means silver and platinum are very shining surface, right? We all know that silver and platinum are very shining, right? So we all know that generally we are using, right? Silver and platinum are very shining metals. So this property is due to the free electrons present in the metals. Free electrons present in it. That's why metals are very shining surfaces. Metals are having very shining surfaces because of free electrons are present in the metals. That's why metals are very lustrous, and this is metallic luster. So examples for metallic luster is silver and platinum, right? Whereas coming to the malleability, the ability of metals to be pressed and rolled into very thin sheets. All these metallic luster, malleability, ductivity, all these are characters of metals, and we have to see in the metals all these characters. So all these properties are I have to see in the metals. Metallic luster, malleability, ductivity, all these are characters of metals. So malleability, whereas coming to the malleability, the ability of metals, that means capacity of metals to be pressed on, rolled into very thin sheets. That means examples for malleability is copper, right? So copper. Whereas coming to the copper having malleability property. So the metal to be pressed and rolled into very thin sheets, right? So copper is very good malleability property. So copper produces iron sheets, copper sheets, and these copper sheets required to make copper buckets, right? Copper buckets. Generally we are using in the homes and so many places also copper buckets, right? So copper having this malleability property. Gold and silver also having the malleability property, right? So gold and silver is also metals, right? So gold and silver and copper having the malleability property. Whereas coming to the ductivity, so ductivity means the ability of metals to get deformed and changed into thin wires or threads. The example for this ductivity property is gold and also copper. We can see generally in our daily lives copper having the ductivity property, right? So copper is utilized to make thin wires. These thin wires are used in the electricity boards and electricity wiring So why? Because copper is a good conductor of electricity. That's why copper is required to make thin wires. These thin wires we are using for electricity purpose, right? Electricity purpose. So copper thin wires are used in electricity purposes, right? So whereas coming to the gold. So in gold, generally to the gold is trending now, right? So 1 gram gold is trending now. So 1 gram gold, in 1 gram gold, 2 kilometers length of gold wire can be drawn. From it, right? So 2 kilometers length of gold wire can be drawn from it. That means you can imagine how much gold percentage present in the gold, 1 gram gold. That means you can imagine how much percentage of gold present in the 1 gram gold. So gold and copper having ductivity property. That means changed into the thin wires and threads. Changed into the thin wires and threads. Whereas coming to the malleability. So copper having the malleability property. So that means rolled into very thin sheets. So copper buckets, copper bottles we can see. So many copper items we are using daily, right? So copper is a very good malleability property. And ductivity, whereas coming to the ductivity, gold and copper having ductivity property. So this is the metallic luster and metallic malleability and ductivity, right? So all these properties we can see in the metals. We can see in the metals only. So metals are lustrous property and malleability property and ductivity property. Thank you for watching.